All right, this is not the most warm and fuzzy topic in the world, but I think everybody should know this in case one of their loved one dies or their spouse dies or, God forbid, their child dies. And it's a question that I often get asked by potential clients, and that is, what is an autopsy and what's the difference between an autopsy and not getting an autopsy, and should I get an autopsy? The one thing that's for sure is that that getting an autopsy if someone dies is always going to tell you more information than if you don't get an autopsy. An autopsy involves the medical examiner or coroner or whoever actually opening up the body and looking at all the vital organ systems closely and determining what the cause of death was. This is way more in depth than what the cause of death is going to be on the death certificate. On the death certificate, the doctor or whichever healthcare provider is filling out the cause of death on the death certificate is essentially just going off of their best guess or their conclusion based on whatever happened leading up to when you died. So obviously they probably haven't opened up the body yet. They only know limited information from whatever tests may or may not have been done, what your symptoms were, so on and so forth. So I would always say to people, get an autopsy if you really are committed to getting as much information as possible as to the cause of death. Now, I understand some people have religious objections to an autopsy or moral issues with it or just aren't comfortable with it for a number of reasons, and that's obviously your personal choice, but that's just my take on the difference between death certificate and autopsy.